Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutations to the Sadguru, the Enlightened Master who bestows upon us the highest teaching of Atmagnana, self-realization that liberates us from all bondage and suffering. My pranams to all. In today's session, let us continue our contemplation on the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. But before we go into the 18 chapters, we'll first look at Gita Dhyanam. The 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita are preceded by something called as dhyana shlokas. There are 9 dhyana shlokas, and it's called Gita Dhyanam. Before we start our contemplation, we must be clear about what is the focus, which direction do we want to head, and what is the message of the Gita, and how will it transform or have an impact in our lives. So the Gita Dhyanam clarifies, it also gives a basic introduction to the Gita in the first shloka. Later on, it makes the focus very clear. What is that we are after? It is the realization of our true self. That is the only focus, that is the only dhyana. The dhyana is not to gain anything else. The focus is not to get something more. The focus is to become empty, to become free from all our limiting beliefs, to become free from all our emotions, uncontrolled thoughts, disturbances and suffering in life. It is a deprogramming project, and this is the clarity from the Gita Dhyana. I'll just take up in this video the second Dhyana shloka, which is Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravinda Yatapatra Netra Yenatvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Gnanamaya Pradipaha. So this shloka is paying respect, deep respects to Veda Vyasa Maharshi, the Sadguru Veda Vyasa Maharshi, who gave us the Mahabharata, who wrote the Mahabharata, and as a part of Mahabharata gave us the Bhagavad Gita. He also wrote the Puranas. He also codified the Vedas. He gave us a wealth of spiritual wisdom, without which we would probably continue to be in the dark. So the respect is to Vedavyasa Maharshi, and also in general the principle of Guru. It starts off, before you start off any subject for that matter, you need to understand the principle of Guru. And like in any subject, especially in spirituality, in the knowledge of the self, in self-realization, enlightenment, call it what you want, the significance of a living enlightened master is immense. That has always been the message of India, and that's why we say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Guru is considered Sakshat Parabrahma, the embodiment of that wisdom. This shloka that I just said, Guru Brahma shloka, comes from the Guru Gita, the teaching of Lord Shiva to Parvati, where Shiva also goes to say the secret of enlightenment, he says, or secret of realization, self-realization, he says, is Dhyanamulam Guror Murti, Puja Mulam Guror Padam, Mantra Mulam Guror Vakyam, Moksha Mulam Guru Kripa. Moksha Mula, the secret of moksha, liberation, is Guru Kripa, the grace of the Enlightened Master. And the grace of the Enlightened Master is the teaching. That's why we see in the Upanishads that it's a teaching given by an Enlightened Master to a disciple. The relationship of the Enlightened Master and the disciple is crucial for this wisdom to bloom and blossom. To give you a to tell you a story, there was a famous master, Enlightened Master. He was asked by one of the new disciples, Master, whatever you're teaching is already there in the books. It's been taught from ages, from generations, from thousands of years, and you say it's ancient wisdom of this country. It's always been there. It's always in the books. Why can't I get that realization just by, or this knowledge just by reading the book? And the master smiles and says compassionately, fine, please go and ask the book. The books are dead. Enlightenment is about, or Atmagnana, Brahmagnana, the knowledge of the self is about knowing yourself. And the knowing of the self cannot happen through books, through some sort of a hearing, audio-visual aid that we have now. The Upanishads say, na karmana, there's no action that can lead to it. Na prajaya, na dhanena, no wealth can lead to it. Tyage naikena amrtatva manushuhu. It is by dropping that you attain it. To drop. Now, and that dropping has to be facilitated, because what has to be dropped is not what is objective. Objects can be easily dropped. So you have some object, you can let go of it. You have some property, you can give it away. You have some money, you can give it away. How will you give up your ignorance? How will you self-operate? How will you operate on your own self and remove your ignorance? It is extremely difficult. And that is where we need a master. And the master is required for correction as well. So I learned it from my master, and I'm passing it on. And this has always been the tradition. From the master, it's passed on to the disciple. From the disciple, again, to it's passed on. The light goes on. This wisdom is passed on this way, because it is not gaining of anything. It is becoming free from your false identities. And it is a very subtle subject. Take a more gross subject like music, for example. Without a master, to learn music can be difficult. Now here we're not even talking about a gross subject, we're talking about the subtlest of the subtle, which is becoming free from, becoming peaceful. Forget the concept of becoming free or liberation. Just to become peaceful. How can somebody bring peace to you? And that is the significance of a master. To bring disturbance is very easy. To bring some knowledge is very easy. To put in is easy. To empty out is difficult. And that emptying out is our focus. And for that emptying out, we seek guidance, assistance, grace, teaching from the one who has emptied out himself or herself, which is the Enlightened Master. In this case, the Gita in the Dhyana shloka is telling or paying respect to Vyasa Maharshi, who is the embodiment of this, who is the embodiment of Parabrahma himself, who is the embodiment of truth, who is the embodiment of self-realization, and who also took up the responsibility to pass this teaching for generations to come. His contribution to mankind, to spiritual wisdom and wealth is immense, and we pay our respects to Vyasa Maharshi and to all the masters who have committed themselves for passing on this message. You can take the example of Buddha, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharshi, thousands and thousands of masters who have dedicated their lives selflessly for passing this teaching on, just so, without expectation from anything in return, just so that there's another Buddha, there's another master, the light just continues to shine. This is the understanding of this shloka from the Dhyana shloka, and it's a great way to start, keeping in mind that yes, if something really has to be fruitful, if this wisdom has to become fruitful, it has to come from somebody who has realized it and who has become free, and it's coming from such a place, in this case in the Bhagavad Gita, and it also is reflected in the Gita, where there is a master, which is Sri Krishna, the Jagat Guru Sri Krishna, and there's a disciple, Arjuna. There's no way for Arjuna to contemplate on all this by himself. He's deep in depression. There's no way he can think anything beyond what he's experiencing. He is looking at the world very objectively. Who is going to bring this perspective of consciousness to him? Who is going to teach him that what you are seeing and experiencing is false? Only somebody who has come out of it. It's like somebody who's blind. There's no way for him to understand about objects. Somebody who has eyes, has seen objects, only can describe and probably bring some illumination. In the same way, Krishna is bringing his reality, his experience. He is established in the Supreme, and he is speaking the language of consciousness. He is singing the song of consciousness, Bhagavad Gita, to somebody who has no understanding of consciousness, whose only reality is matter, object. And matter is always changing. Not only matter, he has troubled himself with the matters of the world. He has various identities. I'm a Kshatriya, I'm Arjuna, I'm a man, I'm a body. So he's sort of trapped in what they say in spiritual language, trapped in various identities. And Sri Krishna, with his simple language, without any complicated teaching, simplifies the teaching of Atmagnana and sings it to Arjuna in the way that he can understand. That is the grace of Sri Krishna. That is the grace. That is the kripa of the Guru. The Guru kripa is Bhagavad Gita. The kripa of Krishna is Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is the Gita. Gita is the Krishna. The purpose of the Guru is to give this Gita. The purpose of the Guru is to give the kripa. So we salute, we bow down to such masters, to the master, to the Gita, who is giving us this knowledge of the self, Atmagnana. Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.